Hey, you're watching the Crush It Trades, a recap show for August 16th, 2024, and today we traded Tesla to the downside. Yes, to the downside, $8,000. If you look at Tesla right out of the open, boom, look at that big 5-minute candle. So a lot of people took Tesla out of the open and made a lot of money. There was actually two strategies on Tesla today. We didn't take the first one, which was the previous day high strategy. You can see in the 1 minute we kind of came down and retested it for a move higher, and yeah, that would have been a really good move to the upside. But because we're Crush It Trading, we trade the Crush It strategy. I waited for price to get up into the Crush It level. You can see when we got, if you don't know what the Crush It level is, it's the intraday pivots that that we create generally in the first 5 to 10 minutes of the morning, and it usually sets up every single day on one of the 6 tickers that we trade. Today it set up on Tesla and a couple others, which I'll get into later. But right now Tesla. So the trade set up right here in the zone. We got a little bit of a pullback here, but what I don't like about that pullback is these candles are not very clean. So I wouldn't have gotten in the trade quite yet, especially with all that strength that Tesla had in the morning. It was kind of like, iffy. But as we moved through the zone, the Crush It zone, you can see that we started to slow down a little bit. Candles started to get smaller, and we started to move down into the zone again. And once again, it didn't take anything, because a lot of times what will happen is the bottom half of the Crush It zone will act as a springboard. And I kind of call this a springboard setup, where we get a move down and then a push higher. And as strong as Tesla was trading this morning, I wasn't going to jump into Tesla too quick. But when we impulsively moved down, right, and then we were outside the Bollinger Bands here, which kind of made me a little nervous, because I thought maybe, geez, are we going to go higher? But we didn't. We ended up riding the bottom half of the Crush It zone in here, and then I ended up getting into the trade. I'll show you here. Where was that? On this impulsive move to the downside. See this impulsive candle move to the downside? Well, it ended up coming back to retest on the 10-second right here, and this is where I got in. Right about here on the 50-day on the 10-second chart. And then I kind of rode that all the way down. I took my first trim at the... Oh, where did I take my first trim at? I took my first trim at the 0.618 level here, and then I took another one at the 0. I didn't want to have any trailers. I kind of took a lot of it out here, quickly, because it's Friday and I wanted to get going. I have a lot of stuff to do today. And so I was just hoping to get out. I'm happy with the $8,000. I probably could have made, maybe $10,000 or $12,000 if I took my time on it. But, the trade did set up. I like it. It was really good. So that's the Crush It trade strategy. And let me just talk a little bit about one more, the NVIDIA trade. So you can see NVIDIA at 10:15-ish moved into the Crush It zone right here. We went well over the top of the Crush It zone. So that's also an indicator that we're not going to get into the trade quite yet. But there also was a move at the bottom of the zone right here. There's a nice candle. So if you'd have gotten in on this move right here, I wouldn't have blamed you. That was actually a pretty good retest right here. Oh, I'm sorry, that was where you would have gotten in right here. I wouldn't have blamed you right here if you'd have gotten in on this little retest at the bottom of the Crush It zone for a move lower. However, it didn't work out. You'd have gotten stopped out on that one. But NVIDIA did come back, and you can call it maybe the 84% rule, where it came back down through the Crush It zone, and we moved to the bottom, and then we retested back to the bottom of the zone for a move down, and that would have been a really good trade for the day. Maybe a little bit more of an experienced trade for the Crush It strategy, but definitely part of the Crush It strategy. And this trade happens every single day on one of the 6 tickers that we trade. And I just want to go over a couple here. So we had something on Amazon. It only moved, I think, about 50 cents roughly, or maybe $1 from here to here. And then we had one on NVIDIA. We had the Tesla, by far, to me, was the favorite one. I wouldn't call it an A+, but it was about maybe an A trade. We had Meta move outside the Bollinger Bands right here. I don't know if I would have gotten into that one, but there you go. If you want to learn the Crush It trade strategy, tune in Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 11. We'd love to have you. And anyways, that's it. $8,000 on Tesla. Have a good weekend. We'll see you bright and early Monday morning. Take care.